Let me tell you people something. There has never been a single player that plays football. Listen, a single player that plays football that has remained consistent on top for more than 3 seasons or 3 years. There has never been, you cannot. Let me repeat this. There has never been a single player who plays football. I'll tell you the difference. A single player who plays football that had remained consistent on top of his play for more than 3 years or 4, except one player. But before we mention that player, let me exasperate a number of things. Let me expand a number of things. So listen to me. No player should be able to be consistent in playing top football for more than 3 or 4 years. You know why? Because you're a player. You're not football itself. You're a player, which demands that you play, you rest. You play this season, you rest. That's why you're a football player. And ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about football player, we're not talking about goal scorers. A goal scorer is a finisher. A defender is a goal guard. When we talk about a football player that plays football, we're talking about playmakers. Playmakers are football players that play football. Goal scorers are football players that finish the football. They finish the play. If you're limited to goal scoring, you're just a finisher. You don't require much skills, so we can't give you much accolade. Anybody can do your job, and I'll prove it. Now, a defender has more skill in defending because these people are goal guards. They are goal guards. We call them goal guards. They guard football from entering the net. They are goal guards. They have a measurable amount of skill because to guard is a skill. It's actually a bigger job. It's actually a bigger responsibility than to finish. Specific amount of players are required to do that goal guard job, guarding job. Specific amount of players. There are players that require a measurable amount of skill. But in all this, a playmaker is a football player that plays. He's not the one that guards. He's not the one that finishes. He is the one that plays. But his effect of playing affects the one that guards and affects the one that finishes. In fact, he is the center of everything. So he is a football player that plays football. And none of them had remained consistently on top for more than 4 years, except one player. Now, Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland had been able to show us that people can remain consistent in scoring goals. So we're able to see that what Cristiano Ronaldo has shown us as to why they attributed the Ballon d'Or to him is not astronomical. These are things that players can always do. Players who finish football can remain consistent for more than 4 years. They can remain consistent for 5-6 years because their duties are not astronomical. They don't require much of a skill. They just require what word would I use? That desperation. The word is the desperation. It's not skill. You require desperation to fit into that position. You just need desperation to fit into that position. You're desperate. You're always using the shine of your teammates and a lot of things. It's not a skillful position. It's not a position that requires skill. A defender requires skill more than a finisher. A finisher just requires desperation, not a skill. A defender requires hard work, strength. It requires strength. But a playmaker requires double skills, double stand. That's why the position of a playmaker is run by 4 to 5 players. The position of a playmaker to compete. You see, Lionel Messi has a standard of playmaking. To come up to that standard, you people ought to be 5 or 4, measuring up to that standard, which is Lionel Messi's standard. You can't remain consistent as a footballer that plays football because you are a football player. You play. You are not ball itself, except one person. And that person is Lionel Andre Messi. Why? Because Lionel Andre Messi, I say it, write this down. Lionel Andre Messi is not a football player. Lionel Andre Messi is football himself. Am I preaching good? I'm not exaggerating. Lionel Andre Messi is not a football player. That's why he could remain consistent over the past decades in knocking Jesus, wake this guy up, he will knock football to the topest. This guy is a top this guy played football for multiple years on top. Lionel Messi will never have a bad season. Even in 2020, he never had a bad season. Go and check it. It was his teammates that retrogressed him. Yet he was able to muffle a trophy for them. Even in PSG, he never had a bad season. What is this?